Happy 30th anniversary to Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. My second favorite in the Halloween franchise. This was the first one that I saw in theaters. I remember when it came out, it was September 1995 when I started seeing the TV spots. I never saw a trailer for the movie, I only saw the TV spots. And I lit up in excitement that there was a new Halloween movie coming out. I was going, oh my god, I gotta see this, because at that point I had seen none of the Halloween films on the big screen. I was introduced to the first film at age 4, and it became my all-time favorite movie at that point, and eventually it was replaced by Jaws. But it was the first R-rated movie I believe I ever saw, and I watched it a lot. I watched it so much that finally I got tired of it, because when I was at Mom goes, Scott, what do you want to watch? And I said, Halloween again, but whenever I was playing, I lost interest, started playing with my friends while I was just playing in the living room, so I guess Mom played it for nothing. Okay. I didn't even know about the second one until we went to the video store, and then I just spotted it. Of course I had to rent it. I was like, there's a second film? With the third one, I learned in advance Michael Myers wasn't in it. Wasn't interested. And then when in '89, I believe it was, I was at Kroger, and at that point they did rent movies, and at that time, I don't know when they stopped, but at that time they were. I saw the VHS for Halloween 4. I'm like, there's a fourth one, and I saw Michael Myers' mask on the poster, so I knew he was back. So of course I had to rent it. And then, in 1990, I see Halloween 5. I'm like, oh, there's another one. I had to rent it. And then 5 years go by, and finally TV spots for a 6th installment. I went and saw it with my older brother. I loved it. I don't care what the negative feedback is with that movie. This is my second favorite film in the series. And but of course, I only like the theatrical version, and that's the only one I'm going to be talking about. I did not like the producer's cut. In fact, I hated the producer's cut. And I also hated H2O. I still haven't seen Rob Zombie's films, and I did not like, I hated Kills and Hens. And when it comes to Halloween 2018, I thought it was just okay, and I think it's horribly overrated. And when it comes to Resurrection, you expect me to say I hated that one, but I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody else keeps saying it is. Okay, but let's start talking about Halloween. Well, let me start talking about Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical version. Starts off with Jamie Lloyd on a stretcher being taken down this long hallway. She's in labor, and she's under this underground facility. Starts doing all this flashing and all this stuff, showing clips of the movie that haven't happened yet. She goes gives birth to her baby, is taken away, and then you finally meet the cult. You hear narration. So we now know there's a cult going on. First, we just knew about the guy with the silver boots at the end of part 5, but now we got a cult. So, yeah, now the mystery is becoming clear. Well, the mystery is being solved. Okay. One of the nurses double-crosses the cult, gives Jamie her baby back, directs her out. She then heads back, but then she hears commotion. She turns around and starts saying, Jamie? Like, why would Jamie be coming back? And of course, Michael comes walking up to her and grabs her by the neck, but she just grabs his hand. Instead of trying to fight his head, she just grabs his hand, moves her to the wall where there's a spike, and wham! She hangs there. Her hands twitch a bit. She just hangs there, and he just stands there and admires her. Like he always does when he hangs someone. You know, Michael, he has to sit there and admire a body when he hangs it on the wall. Jamie gets out of the facility. She then finds a truck, but the guy who owns the truck is like, what are you doing with my truck? She's trying to warn him, but she's not fast enough. Michael grabs that gun and snaps his neck head all the way around where his spine comes out. She drives off, and at this point we meet Tommy, all grown up, played by Paul Rudd. We basically hear a radio guy named Barry talking to a variety of people to give an explanation of what the heck happened to Michael Myers. And they start bringing up Dr. Loomis, and he's not dead, he's just retired. He even jokes when he hears that Dr. Wynn comes by, they do a little catching up. Wynn wants him to come back, but Loomis doesn't want to. Then he hears Jamie's voice over the radio. She's calling that radio guy, trying to plead with him. She, I think it's at a bus stop and no one's there. The bus station. No one's there. She hides in the bathroom. Michael shows up. He goes from, he does the old open up one stall, open up another stall. When he finds the right one, he opens up, and of course, she went out the window, which we all knew she was going to. She's driving away. Another van appears behind her, runs her off road. She crashes into a barn. She gets out. She's hurt. But when she finally steps on a twig, Michael grabs her and he puts her onto this, I don't know what that thing is, but she impales on it. He pushes her down even more after she reaches out to him. You think he's going to hold her, but then when she says he can't, he just turns it on and gives her a horrible fate. Oh, man. After that, he goes back to the truck, but she doesn't have the baby. She had a decoy. The next day, we meet the Strodes, the relatives of Laurie Strode. The father, John, I believe that was his name, is cutting down this sign that has Michael Myers on it. He tells these kids to get out of there. They run off. And then we then meet the rest of the family. Deborah, the concerned mother. What was the brother's name? Oh, God. Was it Tim? I'll be right back. It's Tim. And Kara's son, Kara the daughter, and her son Danny. Now, the father, of course, does not like the fact that the daughter's back and she's got this kid, and he gets mad at his wife for giving her money, and then he slaps her only for Danny to put a knife to his belly, which makes him back off immediately. They leave, and then boy, this is embarrassing. Beth shows up, Tim's girlfriend. Okay. I'm sorry, I find what I'm doing funny. Okay. Beth and them are basically heading off, and then we go to the scene of the crime is with the Jamie Lloyd. Well, first they go and find out where she's at, and then they go to the hospital. But Tommy. I just watched that movie and I'm already forgetting stuff. Okay, Tommy finds the baby. He goes to the hospital. He says, "Get me a doctor," in a rude, obnoxious way, which of course makes the nurse call security. He finds Dr. Loomis. They talk. Tommy leaves. And Dr. Loomis goes to the Strode's house, where Deborah is. He talks to her. He warns her that this is actually Michael's house, and this house is sanctuary to him. She, of course, calls her husband. He gets mad at her for talking to strangers. And she tells him that we're leaving and I want you to come with us. And John gets mad even more, and he turns to hard liquor to cool himself down. Deborah's packed up and trying to leave, only she notices the axe that her husband used to chop the Michael Myers prop down isn't there anymore. She gets a phone call. She sees Michael. She runs, and then she goes out to the side where all the laundry's hanging on those wires. And then when she pulls one down, Michael's there, and then he gets her with the axe. First time Michael Myers used an axe. Small axe, but an axe nonetheless. Okay. Next, we go to Danny and Tommy meeting. No, the mother comes. Was it Kara that came home first? God, you just watched it too. And you said this is your second favorite one. You're already forgetting stuff. Well, okay. Kara, Tommy, and Danny all meet. Kara's a little nervous about this, but Danny's perfectly fine because he says Tommy knows all about dinosaurs. Oh, goodness. They meet the woman that Tommy is with. Mrs. Blankenship. I was afraid I would say that name. I'm terrible at this, I know. Okay. Alright. Meanwhile, that radio guy, Barry, is doing this Halloween show with Tim and Beth dressed up as the bride and a Frankenstein's monster and the bride of Frankenstein. Barry shows up and he does the open coat reveal and he's only wearing underpants. And I'm like, cover yourself back up. That's just, yeah, no one wants to see you, Bubba. Okay. He talks to them and, he finds out that they live in the Myers house, but of course Tim didn't realize that. So Barry wants to take the show there, but well, he gets lost in the parking lot. He ends up getting into, now in the producer's cuts, it reveals he got in the wrong van, but the actual version goes by the rule that he did get into the right van, but Michael for some reason was just in there, but he grabs Barry, and well, he would, what's his face? Oh yeah, Barry was talking negative towards him, so that's why he grabs him and stabs him, and then he hangs him up in a tree, and then when Tommy's out there looking for Loomis, and this girl's going, it's raining red, it's warm. Tommy then feels the drops on his hand and looks up. Barry is now a Halloween decoration, the tree branch he's hanging on breaks off, and then the mother comes and grabs the little girl, and who's going to be traumatized for life, probably. And then that's whenever he meets Dr. Loomis. Now, Tim and Beth go back home to wait for Barry, but of course Barry's not going to show up and Michael's already back. They make love in Kara's bedroom, and then Tim goes and takes a shower. And it's the old, can you give me a towel? Michael hands him a towel. And whenever he goes to the mirror, man, is this room steamy or what? Because it looks like, even my bathroom doesn't get this steamy when I'm taking a shower after I take a shower. And Michael grabs and does the old throat slit. And Beth is, was it Beth or, excuse me. Beth gets a phone call. It's Kara from across the street, and she warns her that someone's in the room with her, and then Michael starts, and after that, Kara goes over there when she sees Danny heading over there, and she goes in her bedroom, she sees Michael has put Beth and Tim in bed. Of course, she has to lift the cover off to see what's underneath, to see if they're still alive or not. But of course, they're dead. She finds Danny. Of course, she's on with some of the fireplace poker, so when she sees Michael, she does the old... She shuts the door, but then the attic opens up, and her mother comes out with the axe still in her. Michael comes out, he rips the axe off, and then whenever he's about to head downstairs, she ducked around the corner, she whacks him with that fireplace poker, sending down. She finds Danny. They both get out, but Michael does grab at her, but she hits him with that fireplace poker. Then they go back there, and Loomis, now we do finally get the big reveal. Dr. Wynn is the Man in Black. And, oh boy, Mrs. Blankenship is in on it too. The cult members show up. And Karen jumps out a window, and then the cult leaves with Loomis and Tommy still alive. Like, oh, they're not gonna follow us. Yeah, they do. Kara is in a patient room. I don't know where Danny is right now. Oh yeah, Danny's waiting room. Loomis confronts Dr. Wayne only to get knocked out. Tommy finds a patient who's been injured by Michael. He also finds where Kara is. He gets a fire extinguisher, starts beating that door. But then Michael comes out. He's like, and then that electric guitar plays. So he keeps hitting the dang thing, breaks it off, and then kicks the door open. They come out. Michael goes like that, misses. They close some barred doors, but he grabs Kara by the neck. He finds this weapon. I have asked my brother, what the heck is that thing shooting? He said a beanbag. He presses it against Michael. Michael grabs him and he pulls the trigger. Michael goes flying back, was still holding the weapon, but they escape. They go and find Danny. They find out where the baby is. Michael shows up. He picks this big surgical weapon knife up. He goes in there. He kills all the cult members. And it says that, according to Halloween Wiki, he also kills Dr. Wynn, but it's off screen. And then a doctor comes out of the room badly hurt, and while they're running down this hallway, and the doctor's falling down, getting back up, and then Tommy closes this other barred door. The guy grabs, help me, please, help me. Michael grabs him and starts, and pushes the door right off. When I saw this in theaters, I'm going to admit it, I did close my eyes because whenever he started crossing his face, because I thought it was going to be a lot more gruesome, and whenever it came on home video and I watched it, I'm like, seriously? I was afraid to watch that. Oh, boy. Now, Michael apparently knows his place better than them, because every time they try and get away from him, he just keeps showing right up. They go through these doors. He goes through. He goes and opens them up as well. They go in this one room. They lock the door. Punches a hole, rips part of it out, and opens it up. Kara's hiding with her son and the baby. She's got a big pipe. Tommy presents the baby. Says, you win. The baby cries. Michael turns his head and turns back. He has all these shots taped together with some sort of yellowish liquid. He hits Michael right there and it starts injecting. Michael's hand like throbs, but he grabs Tommy, throws him, pulls it out, throws him down, and then shakes his head to get rid of whatever it was in the dizziness, I guess. Danny runs off. Kara comes out with that pipe. Boom! 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 But he grabs her by the neck, forces her down, but Danny tells her to leave her alone, so he just drops her. Danny's hidden in this spot that Michael can't exactly fit through, but Michael's trying to get in. He's trying to, and the boy, Danny, is like, nah. But then Tommy has this shot, and he hits Michael in the back, and he passes down like the pipe, and he's beating Michael, hitting him. Kara and Danny get out. Loomis shows up, shoots the controls to open up the door, tells them to get in the elevator, and then Tommy is still whopping Michael, beating. And then he stops. And then, bam! Throws the pipe down, leaves. They leave. They tell Dr. Loomis to come with them, but he says he has an appointment. And then it shows the room. Michael's mask is there, so is the shot. And then we hear Dr. Loomis screaming in agony. Goes back to the Myers house, close up on the jack-o'-lantern. Movie ends. And it says, in memory of Donald Pleasance. I love the movie. I love it. I think it's great. And I like this Thorn story. Excuse me. I think this film is underrated. I'm sorry, but I did not like H2O. And I really want to see Halloween 7, The Death of Michael Myers, that finally wraps up the Thorn story. Hopefully we'll get it one day, but I doubt it's ever going to happen. But all I can do is keep on hoping. And if it does happen and it's nice and satisfying, then I can finally finish this series. But I would like it to be a continuation of the theatrical version. I am aware, even though I did not like the producer's cut, that does have a fan base as well. So that's probably I would say, we'll make two versions of it, okay? One for the producer's cut and the theatrical version. That way I can at least have access to the one I want to watch. I think I worked myself too much. I'm exhausted now. Okay. This one, my favorite kill is, of course... Oh, God, I just farted. Excuse me. My favorite kill is when John dies, which I'm pretty sure is the favorite kill for by everyone who's seen this film will say is the best one. Michael hooks... Oh, I forgot to talk about when John died. Well, he goes to the basement. It's flooded. He looks in the washing machine. It's bloody clothes. And Michael impales him, and then he sticks him into a fuse box, and he starts getting... His head explodes. Best death in the movie. Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry I forgot that. How could I possibly not talk about the best death in the movie? All I can say is to the filmmakers, even though I'm aware all of y'all do not like this movie, but I'm pretty sure y'all hate the theatrical version more than the produced cut, but I love it. Number 5 on my top 10 favorite films of 1995. 2 thumbs way up. Thanks for watching, and happy 30th anniversary to Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical version. See you in the next video.